And good morning, everybody. This is Meteorologist John Jurgens here with an update on the active day of weather that we have in store for our Friday. So just to set the stage here, I'm streaming live right now on WREX.com, our Facebook page, our YouTube page, and we also have our live stream linked to the 13 News app as well as the Storm Track 13 app. So we have a whole bunch of places here that you can hop on and join the stream. These will be the same places where we'll be streaming later on tonight if we have to jump on for severe weather coverage. So wherever you're watching is a good place to be when we head into tonight's severe weather threat. If you are watching on our Facebook page, you can send in any questions or anything you're asking for, whether we're talking about the winds, the fire danger, or the severe weather threat. You can send those in the chat. I've got the chat session pulled up right here. But as of right now, though, let's set the stage for the at least the things that are new as of at least really the last hour, and really the big one is an update to the severe weather risk. If you were watching yesterday or earlier this morning on 13 News Today, we were talking about how the level 3 out of 5 is for pretty much the southern half of the area. Well, that's been pushed off to the north now in the latest update from the Storm Prediction Center. So now that level 3 out of 5 has been expanded to pretty much include all of northern Illinois. So Rockford, Belvidere, Woodstock, anywhere in northern Illinois. You are now at a level 3 out of 5. Earlier, we were talking about areas near and south of a line from Freeport to DeKalb, but now that includes the rest of northern Illinois. In that level 3 out of 5, the parts of southern Wisconsin like Janesville, Lake Geneva, in that level 2 out of 5 risk. So really what this change means is that we're seeing increased confidence in especially that damaging wind threat, including the threat for 75+ mile per hour winds, with that line of storms that will be rolling through the area as we head into tonight. So that's going to be the big story here, is that really that damaging wind threat. A secondary threat is there with the embedded tornadoes. Those could cause a locally enhanced damage here, as we could see those rather brief, but they'll be moving pretty quickly also. So any warnings that we get tonight, if you get an alert on your phone or however you get your weather alerts, as soon as you get that alert, you want to take action quickly because these storms are going to be moving fairly quickly. So that's the update that we have for you right now as we head into tonight's severe weather risk. However, let's take a look at what we're looking at right now, and that's blue skies, clear sunshine across much of the area now. That upper level cloud cover from early this morning is moving on out, and temperatures are warming up quickly into the middle 50s, and the temperature climb is just going to be faster and faster. We're getting into the 60s, it looks like, maybe even in the next hour or so, on our way to the 70s, and even getting close to that 80-degree mark. The record high for today is 79, so we'll see if we can make it. We'll see, we might get close there. But as we head into the afternoon, though, that's when we see the winds really starting to pick up. We're seeing a sustained wind at 13 miles per hour right now. That is surely going to pick up. We could even see gusts up to 50 to 60 miles per hour, and that's really going to cause some concerns with the fire danger, as well as just, those wind gusts in general could create some damage as well. The other key number that I'm watching there is that dew point. One of the key things to watch for the severe weather threat tonight is the amount of moisture. That dew point's in the 40s now. That may, at least it should rise here over the next several hours. We need that to get to the 50s and really ideally the 60s. I don't think we're going to quite get there, but we'll need to get that dew point into the 50s to kind of sustain any severe weather threat. So far, the models are saying, yes, we're going to make it, but that's really going to be the key thing to watch out for, is if that dew point can reach into the 50s. But as we look at satellite and radar now, you can see the clouds moving out, and that warm front is surging off to our north, and that's what's ushering in this warm and windy weather. And that second low pressure system that you see off to the side here, way off to the left side of your screen there, that's that storm system that's going to kick up those thunderstorms that look to be on the stronger side. So Jackie's asking, we're headed to St. Louis, Missouri. Is that still a severe risk? Absolutely it is. And in fact, the further south you head into Illinois, the severe risk actually increases. So you really want to be careful if you're going to be heading out, especially in the evening and after dark. That's really going to be the concern. So if you can get to St. Louis, before sunset, you'll be fine driving there, but again, you really want to be watching out for those severe weather alerts wherever you're traveling as you head into this evening and into tonight. This will be a pretty long-lasting threat. So now let's detail that fire risk. So these will be the daytime risks. We don't have to worry about the storms until tonight. The daytime risks are elevated fire danger as well as those strong wind gusts. So we have a red flag warning. Not often that we see this issued here. This is for all of northern Illinois from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. today. So pretty much the big story here, no outdoor burning. Seriously, no outside burning. We've seen already some brush fires get out of control earlier this week, and the conditions today are even worse. So really, you do not want to do any kind of outdoor burning. Be careful with any cigarette butts or anything like that, because if a fire can start up with these gusty winds and with the very dry soil that we have and the low humidity, those fires can get out of control quickly. And in fact, sheriff's offices, I know the Joe Daviess County Sheriff's Office actually issued a burn ban for the county, and we've seen similar pleas from the Lee County Sheriff's Office as well. Just please do not do any outside burning today, because just the fire weather conditions are really at the higher end of things. So really just be very careful if you are going to be doing anything, and really just don't do it entirely. Just wait until next week when we have some at least less dangerous fire weather conditions. Then comes in the wind advisory. That takes effect at noon, and it lasts until 1 a.m. So that's tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. We're watching out for those wind gusts, 50 miles per hour. Could even see some locally higher gusts. Now, this does not include the thunderstorm wind gusts. This is just general wind associated with this storm, with the low pressure system that's moving into the Midwest. So when we see gusts this high, you're going to have some difficulty driving, especially on the east-west roads, and especially the semis. Be very careful around those semis. They're going to be, they're going to have a heck of a couple of days here with these winds across the Midwest. It also could cause some tree branches to come down. You also want to watch out for any trash cans or anything like that blowing around in the neighborhood. And then again, that heightened fire danger. So again, that wind advisory is in place for all of northern Illinois from noon to 1 a.m. So kind of the big deal here with the winds. Just secure anything that could blow away on your deck or in your backyard. If the kids left the toys outside, just try to at least bring them back in, or just corral them into into wherever you can get them, just to keep them from blowing around. And also just keep an eye on those trash cans out if it's trash day today. And then for later tonight, make sure to review your severe weather safety plan while we have the calm weather today, because tonight's looking likely that we may have to take our severe weather safety plan into action. Even if we're not talking about that tornado threat, we're definitely talking about some pretty strong winds, strong enough that we may even be at the point where we could be saying, hey, take the severe thunderstorm warnings as if they were a tornado warning, because those winds will be just that strong and would be making more widespread damage. So here's a look at Future Track again. So here's what Future Track is showing right now. It's got that upper level cloud cover that's drifting out. We'll have plenty of sunshine throughout the day, breezy winds, and really warm temperatures. And then towards the evening, here we're looking right around sunset here at 7 o'clock. You're seeing Future Track trying to squeeze out a few rain showers. Wouldn't be surprised, although it may struggle to reach the ground, and if anything does reach the ground, it would be fairly light, nothing too impactful. But again, gusty winds with these as well, so just be mindful really of the winds. Any kind of rain would be brief and very light. 9 to 10 o'clock, that's going to be the time that you really want to be weather aware in terms of that severe weather threat. We're watching for a line of storms to develop across Iowa and Missouri. They'll be racing into our area at highway speeds, 60 plus miles per hour in terms of just the speed that the storms are traveling. So they are going to be moving quickly. So they'll be knocking on our doorstep, it looks like, by 10 o'clock. And then as we head further towards 11, we're just going to kind of take this hour by hour here, starting to move into the area from southwest to northeast. Towards midnight, already crossed the I-39 corridor. That's how quickly these storms are moving. So anytime a warning is issued for your area tonight, you want to be acting quickly, whether it's a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning. This line of storms will be passing through pretty quickly, so that's kind of the bright side of these storms moving so fast, is that, yes, you need to act quickly, but the bright side is that the severe threat for any specific location isn't going to last for much longer than an hour. So it'll be in and out pretty quickly. And as you can see, by 3 o'clock, pretty much in the clear across the area as that rain is moving on out. So there is, again, that severe storm outlook. That level 3 out of 5 has been expanded to the north. So if you're just joining us, that's really the big update in terms of the severe storm outlook for today. This updated about an hour or so ago. So the level 3 out of 5 has been expanded to the north. So originally we were talking about Galena to Freeport to DeKalb and points off to the south in that level 3. Well, as you can see, that orange area has been expanded now into southern Wisconsin too. So all of northern Illinois now, including Rockford, Belvidere, Woodstock, now in that enhanced level 3 out of 5. The same story goes for Monroe and Beloit, Wisconsin. The level 2 out of 5 does stay in place for areas like Janesville and Lake Geneva here. So taking a look at the details here, still looking at that timing of 9 p.m. and 1 a.m. for that severe risk. Again, like I mentioned, for any one spot, the severe weather threat is really not going to last much more than an hour. This is just kind of your broad timing here for the whole area. So from Galena, Savannah, Sterling, Rock Falls, on over to Lake Geneva, Woodstock, Marengo, DeKalb, Sycamore. Just that general timing here, 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. The primary threat here is the damaging winds, potentially seeing 75-plus mile-per-hour wind gusts with those thunderstorms. So that could cause some widespread damage here in terms of just the straight-line winds. We'll also be watching out for that secondary threat of some embedded tornadoes. The hail threat is there. We're not going to see any huge hailstones or anything like that, but in any of those stronger cells that are along that line, we could see some hailstones, maybe up to quarters to nickels in size. So that'll be something to keep in mind if you're leaving the cars out later on tonight. Maybe want to bring those back into the garage here. So, and really not even just for the hail threat, but for that wind threat as well, because we could see trees going down, we could see power lines going down. So you want to be prepared for potential power outages when we're talking about winds this strong. So Claudia's asking, driving out to Cook County tonight, how bad will it be there? It's going to be on a weakening phase the farther north and east you go. The level 3 out of 5 risk in here, actually, and I'll pull it up here and I'll kind of expand it out just a little bit. Let me see if I have a better version here. It's going to take me just a second. I want to pull up like a wider view. Maybe, oh wait, no, that's tomorrow's. Hang on. So here, let's pull up day 1. There we go. See, you know what I'm doing. So here's the new outlook here so an expanded look out here. So Cook County towards Chicago, they've also been upgraded to that level 3 out of 5. So really the big deal is that, it's not going to be reaching the Chicago area until 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So as long as you're getting out there before then you're fine. And then just make sure, wherever you're staying, make sure you know that severe weather plan in case we get those damaging winds and potential embedded tornadoes that reach that far north and east into the Chicago area, Cook County, and even up to the lakeshore. And I mean, you can even see that the level 3 out of 5 has been expanded even further into northwest Indiana at this point. So really increased confidence here that we're going to be seeing those very damaging to destructive straight line winds. When we're talking about 75 mile per hour winds, that's a category 1 hurricane. Oh, just to put that in perspective there. So, when we talk about winds like that can really cause damage, and especially with how quickly these storms are going, you want to act quickly. That's really kind of a very important thing that I want to get across is that, these storms moving at highway speeds, you really want to be acting quickly. So, and this is also coming in at a pretty, I don't necessarily want to say unusual time because, we get storms this time of night, but it's significant of a severe weather risk this late into the night when we're talking about, this lasting, towards 11 p.m., midnight, 1 a.m. So, and sometimes, people like me, we want to get to bed early, right? I mean, even on a Friday night. So you want to have multiple ways to get your warnings here But a real important thing that you want to do is make sure that you have ways to get warnings that will wake you up. So here's kind of the big things that you want to do. When we're talking about, anytime we're talking about a severe weather threat, whether it's today or whether we're talking about sometime in the future. It is only March after all. I mean, we're just getting started in the spring severe weather season. Just have multiple ways to get weather alerts. NOAA Weather Radio, the wireless emergency alerts on your phone, Storm Track 13 app, any other apps that you may have on your phone. Really good tools to have, especially the weather radios and those wireless emergency alerts. They are loud. They will wake you up. They woke me up in the past. So, and who knows, maybe because I'm working the morning shift, they might wake me up when we get a severe thunderstorm or a tornado watch later on this afternoon and this evening. That might wake me up too. So those are two great ways to get your weather alerts, and that can wake you up. If you need to get to bed early tonight, that's a really important thing to have. Charge up your phones or any other devices that you may need, and stay updated on the forecast. That's what you're doing right now. You're watching this live stream. You are keeping updated on the forecast, and that is a good idea, especially as we head later on this afternoon and this evening. And of course, once we get storms to roll through here, we'll have the continuing coverage there. And while we have this calm weather right now, review that safety plan one more time. Review that safety plan for your home or for your work. I mean, we're talking about this coming in late tonight, but this is something that hey, thankfully this isn't happening at noon, at 2 o'clock when we're at work or we're at school. But this is going to be a time that you can think, hey, what is my workplace's severe weather plan, or what is my kid's school's severe weather plan? These are things that you can keep in mind when we're just getting into severe weather season now. These are the things that you can kind of keep in mind, as we look at our first threat for severe weather of the season heading into tonight. So really the big thing, really a high priority is, finalizing that severe weather plan for your home. And then if you have some time, maybe just think about, hey, what am I doing at my workplace? What if a tornado warning is issued when I'm at work, or if I'm at school, or if I'm at my friend's house, or wherever? That's going to be the key thing as we head into tonight, and really as we head into severe weather season. One more thing I want to keep an eye on. So even after we're talking about the severe thunderstorms tonight, we're not done with the winds quite yet. Saturday, we're looking at even stronger winds. So we could be seeing 60-mile-per-hour gusts. I mean, it's been a while since, at least since I can remember, that we've had wind gusts that strong and not associated with thunderstorms. These are just general wind gusts throughout the day tomorrow as we see those 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So that's going to be, once you get that high, we're talking about, travel very difficult. We're talking about downed tree limbs and potential power lines blowing down. So that could be, really something to watch out for, without the thunderstorm threat. We're going to be dry heading into Saturday. But as we head during the day on Saturday, we're going to see even stronger wind gusts. Thankfully, Sunday we start to calm things down, but we're also cooling things off. We're in the 70s today, we'll be in the 50s tomorrow, and then in the 40s on Sunday. Welcome to spring in the Midwest and Northern Illinois, right? So we're just kind of getting in all kinds of different weather here over the next few days. So again, make sure to stay weather aware and keep up to date on the forecast, especially for the severe weather threat for tonight. Again, a level 3 out of 5 risk has been put into place for all of Northern Illinois. So we'll keep you updated on this threat and, of course, on the wind and fire threats as we head later on today. Of course, I'll have an update on 13 News at noon. And then, of course, Chief Meteorologist Alex Kirchner will have further updates as we head later on into this evening and tonight. And we'll have that continuing severe weather coverage, should we need to, when those thunderstorms are approaching. So for now, I'm Meteorologist John Jurgens. Thanks for joining me this morning. Have a great time in the dry and warm conditions outside today, but make sure to stay weather aware as those thunderstorms approach later on tonight.